We never fought about money, which sounds like a good thing, but it wasn't, because silence was how the damage grew. When we got married, we weren't rich, but we weren't struggling either. Two incomes, decent jobs, a small apartment. We told ourselves we were doing fine. Bills were paid, credit cards were managed. At least that's what we called it. Every month, the balances went up, but so did our confidence. We thought that meant progress. The debt didn't come from one big mistake. It came from 100 reasonable ones. Furniture we'd pay off later, trips we deserved, groceries that cost more than we noticed. Nothing reckless, just untracked. We didn't budget, not because we were careless, but because budgeting felt unnecessary. We had jobs, we had credit, and credit made everything feel temporary. The first real crack showed up on a random Tuesday. I was checking the bank app while standing in line for coffee. The card declined. I laughed it off. Tried again. Declined. I transferred money from savings. The coffee went through, but the damage was already done. Because when I checked the accounts more closely, there wasn't much savings left. That night, we finally talked. Not argued, talked. We laid everything out on the table. Every card, every balance, every monthly payment. The numbers shocked us. $112,000. Student loans, credit cards, a car we still owed more on than it was worth. We stared at the screen in silence. Then one of us said it. How did this happen? The answer was uncomfortable, because the truth wasn't spending, it was avoidance. We never said no, we just postponed the consequences. What scared us most wasn't the debt. It was the realization that if one paycheck disappeared, so would our stability. A month later, that fear almost came true. Hours were cut at work. Not fired, just reduced. Enough to hurt. Enough to expose how thin the margin really was. That's when we stopped pretending. We built a bare-bones plan. Not perfect, not fancy, just honest. We stopped using credit completely, cut up 2 cards, locked the others away, sold things we'd convinced ourselves we needed, canceled plans that made us feel normal. It wasn't dramatic, it was boring. And that was the hardest part. The first year felt endless. Progress was slow. Some months barely moved the needle. But something changed. We were finally in control. The second year felt lighter. Balances dropped faster. Stress stopped following us into sleep. Money stopped being the unspoken threat in the room. 3 years after that coffee line moment, we made our last payment. No celebration dinner, no social media post, just quiet relief. Debt didn't ruin our marriage. Avoiding money almost did. What saved us wasn't income, it was attention. If you're watching this and thinking, nothing's on fire yet, that's exactly when debt is most dangerous, because it grows best in silence. This was our money story, and if yours feels uncomfortable to face, that doesn't mean it's too late. It means it's time. Subscribe for real money stories. No flexing, no gurus, just the truth behind the numbers.